After making all the cuts, I started this build by tapering the legs. To see more details with step-by-step directions on this whole build, see the description below. I thought I'd use this tapered jig for this cut. Makes it easy to do some repeatable cuts. Like I already got it lined up at the angle I want. Really doesn't have to be exact as long as they're all the same. And I put a little line here where I want it just so I know where to line it up. I'm gonna put it right there, clamp her down. All right, for the chamfer, I got my router table with the chamfer bit set up where it runs right along the fence and hits the bearing evenly there to cut off 3 of the sides. And I marked them out, I just put X's on the sides. That'll be the inside that it connects to the sides, the side panels. All right, so I chose to use these 2 pieces of the 2x2s as the front of the holiday box. And I grabbed one of the side panels, or this could be the back panel too, they're all identical, to use as kind of a guide of where I'm going to put a dado. So I want it to be about 1/2 inch so it'll match all the sides of where the panel in the front is going to be able to slide in and out. So I'm going to have the dado come all the way down. I marked a spot right here because this is where the bottom is going to end up, and that will be the stop for the dado. So the panel will come in and then stop on the panel right there. So I marked a spot right here, kind of where I want the dado to end. And I don't want the dado to go any farther than that, or else it'll be showing down here. If I mess up a little bit, not a big deal because it's down to the bottom on the inside. Probably won't be noticeable. All right, I got one of my front legs here. You can see I marked up 1/2 inch, and this is where I want my dado to stop. So I don't want the blade to cut in any more than that line. So what I did was put a little piece of painter's tape and then drew a line where I want my dado to stop. So I'm gonna go through, get it lined up just like that, and then I'll draw the line to come over here so I can see it from the side, and I'll just slide it down and get it to stop right at that line. I set this up for a 1/4 inch. Next, I drilled 2 pocket holes on each side of the side and back panels. All right, here I'm assembling one of the side pieces, and to do that I got one of the front legs and one of the back legs, and I'm going to use this 3/4 inch plywood, and then I have some other little shim scrap pieces I'm going to use to prop up the side piece so it's flush. I'm going to glue clamp that and then fasten it with the pocket hole screw. Notice how I have the dado on the left side here. What I'm going to do is for the next one, put it on the right side, and that will make sure that the fronts line up, the dados line up. Alright, now that I have both side panels attached to the legs, notice I got the dados in the front. It's all lined up good. Now I'm going to take the back panel and attach it back here. So I'll use those same spacers, clamp it up, and fasten it with pocket hole screws. Here I'm attaching the bottom panel with glue and brad nails. Notice how the bottom panel extends to just past the dados to act as a stop for the front inserts. Next thing I'm going to do is add these little 1x2 trim pieces just to give it a little bit more of a polished look. I'm just going to add a little wood glue and brad nail them on all 4 sides. Alright, what I decided to do for the lid is just to cut a piece of 3/4 inch plywood. I sanded down the edges there to make it match the chamfered edges. And then I'm going to cut a smaller piece of 3/4 inch to go on the inside, and I'll tack it together. Give it kind of a layered thing where it won't wiggle around when I put it on top. To make one of the inserts, my wife used her Cricut machine to carve out a jack-o'-lantern face onto a piece of balsa wood, which didn't cut all the way through, and I needed a little assistance there with a razor blade, but it came out pretty good. Even though I thought this box would look great with a wood stain, I decided to paint it to match the house. For the other inserts, I used a 1/16 inch thick piece of plexiglass with vinyl stickers printed on the Cricut machine. If I owned a scroll saw, I would have loved to use it for these inserts, but these inserts were easy and they looked great. If you like this build, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it. Thanks for watching.